Joe Biden gave two speeches last week that make the US president not just a hypocrite, but cruel. I mean, a deadbeat grandfather, actually. A grandfather who has betrayed this 4-year-old girl. We won't show her face. Her name, Navy Joan Roberts. Now, she is the one grandchild that Biden refused to number or to name, refused to acknowledge in any way when he listed his grandchildren at a Bring Your Child to Work Day at the White House.
My oldest granddaughter is named after one of my daughters who I lost in an accident a long time ago, and her name is Naomi. And then I have number 2, I have a daughter who works in the environmental movement.
Went on, listing them all, and stopped at 6 grandchildren.
And then now I have a new baby boy. He's 3.5 years old.
And missed out, left out, not mentioned. Biden wouldn't even name his 7th grandchild, Navy Joan, who's the daughter of his son Hunter, who has acted just as shabbily to this little girl. Hunter has this week, in fact, been slipping in and out of the back door of an Arkansas court where he's trying to cut the child support that he pays to Navy Joan's mother, London Roberts, who was a stripper to pay her way through university when they met. Now, Hunter first denied he was in fact the girl's father, but DNA tests accepted by the court show that he sure is, and has since admitted it. He's even paid some money. It's just that Hunter now reckons he's too broke to pay quite that much anymore to raise her. He's too broke? Too broke when one of his sidelines now is selling his paintings for up to $500,000 US to buyers who, for reasons we can only guess at, wish to remain anonymous. I don't know, is it from shame? A little shyness, maybe? Anyway, the main point isn't that Hunter Biden is a two-timing, ex-drug-taking, irresponsible cheapskate with chonky business dealings, but that Navy Joan is indeed his daughter, and therefore President Joe Biden's granddaughter. Now, whatever the president may think of Navy Joan's mother, who I must say actually seems to have led a far more blameless life than Hunter Biden, surely Navy Joan, this 4-year-old girl, doesn't deserve this blanking, this talk to the hand treatment from the president. And that's not just because Biden has actually made a big deal about being the warm and loving family man, the loving pop to his grandchildren who boasts that he's had to rule his entire life. No matter what's happening, no matter how important the meeting, he'll always answer a call from his grandchildren. Unless, of course, that grandchild is Navy Joan. No, but it goes beyond this, beyond the hypocrisy. Biden recognising Navy Joan as his grandchild would just be the right thing for him to do. I mean, is this girl supposed to go to preschool and then to school being teased for being a fake? You know, the silly girl who claims she's the president's granddaughter, but is she really? I mean, the man won't even name her, acknowledge her. I mean, who is she? What a joke. I mean, how mean is that? How mean is that? Think of that little girl. Which brings me to the other speech that Biden made last week, which just made all of this look even shabbier. Here is Joe Biden again, last week, talking about children, how we must all look out for them.
Rebecca put a teacher's creed into words when she said, "There's no such thing as someone else's child. No such thing as someone else's child. Our nation's children are all our children."
Now, Biden got ripped for that speech by people saying, "Oh, see, look, the US president, he wants to come after all our children. He wants to take away our rights as parents." I say, actually, he's excusing parents from doing their own duty to their children and, may I add, to their grandchildren. Because if you say it, takes a village to raise a child, then Who exactly does take responsibility? No one really. If it's like socialism, right? If you say something's collectively owned, no one really looks after it. No one takes responsibility, just like Joe Biden, not taking responsibility for his own granddaughter. Maybe he's just palming her off as the responsibility of everyone else. But whichever way you look at it, this is a shameful moment for the Bidens and for the country, of which this is the first family.